missed it.
Hi! Oh, shit.
This is going well.
I wonder if we were together, if it would go any better or if it would go so much worse.
I think it would be much the same.
Yeah? At
Maybe.
Pathetic and Poetic HQ.
Oh my God, if you moved to New York, we could have an HQ.
Oh, what? Are you telling me that you can't move?
No, because I tried that, and what happened was depression.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you have to move to Chicago. Like, I would totally be down to clown with moving somewhere else. Like, if the tax breaks for a podcast company were in somewhere else, like, we could move to Savannah. Like, Savannah, Georgia would be a nice place the two of us could do a podcast from, and then we could make turquoise jewelry, and we could also, like, frolic through some, air sun-dried wheat grasses that billow in the wind, and I'm pretty sure that High School Musical 2 was filmed in Savannah, Georgia, in the fact that I now know it wasn't, because it takes place in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so that's likely where it was filmed. But you didn't see that because you didn't have cable, so... I
didn't.
Anyway. Hi.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I often wonder how turtles might taste.
And I'm Cory, and I sometimes am slowly believing more and more that I am the brain inside the vat. I should do that again. That didn't make any sense.
I'm Natalie, and I love animals, but I often think about kicking pigeons.
And I'm Cory, and I would rather kick a person straight in the shins if it meant that one innocent pigeon would be spared.
I'm Natalie, and a pigeon fuzz flew into my mouth yesterday, and I had to think really long and hard about how ill I could possibly get from that, and it sent me spiraling.
I'm Cory, and the thought of any creature entering my mouth or any other orifice makes me want to slowly roll inside my own belly button.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The one that I was originally going to do was, hi, I'm Cory, and I'm the bully from those 80s movies that actually turned out to be gay, and somehow we forgive them even though they beat the crap out of half the school population.
And I'm Natalie, and I'm the glasses that the pretty girl takes off and becomes pretty.
And this is Pathetic.
And Poetic.
Both of those things.
It's both.
Yay.
You're welcome.
We are two perfectly halved halves of a cup that is half filled and empty.
We are each 2 slices of a clementine.
Is the clementine sliced in half?
I guess so.
Not peeled like a cutie?
No.
Oh. Isn't it weird that we bioengineered a fruit for children? Like our shittiest export? Like, that's so weird. Like, what if we made mini bananas?
We had the odd... there are mini bananas.
There were mini bananas?
They're so cute. They're like this big.
Are they for a child?
No.
Like Children's bananas?
They like taste different and are for different cuisines, I believe.
Oh, okay.
It's like the difference between a banana and a plantain, but the small bananas are... You know what I love is one time I saw a salt shaker that was the size of like a baby's pinky finger. Like a newborn baby.
You feel like 7 grains of salt in there.
Yeah. It's just like a one-time use kind of thing. It's like,
You have to fill it up every single time you eat.
Yep.
That's so annoying.
Have you seen those little Tabasco bottles?
No.
They're like half an inch tall.
That is honestly as much Tabasco as you need.
Favorite thing.
I used to put Tabasco on everything because I stole a bottle from Chipotle once. You know how Chipotle, they have all the Tabasco bottles there? And
I do.
I was like, I'm not going to buy one. I'll just
They
take
did
this.
until people started stealing them, and now they don't.
I don't know why someone would do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
As you said that, you started scratching your eye, and I thought you were going to say, I used to put Tabasco on my eyes.
Oh, you guys don't do that?
I was going to be like, what kind of crazy anti-aging thing is it? You just like put Tabasco under your eye. It probably has a similar effect to Botox.
I mean, if you can't see, then you can't see the wrinkles, which means you don't have wrinkles. This is also true.
You have to be very careful about not getting it in your eyeball. This is going to be a good one. I don't know.
Wow. That right there.
I had a thought and it immediately was like, whoop.
Was it about windows? Was it
Jumping
about snow?
No.
Was it about a Bic lighter?
No.
Was it about a credit card that's actually a flash drive?
No. This is actually my roommate's. I stole it a couple months ago.
Are you a roommate stealer?
No.
Are you?
It's just this. And I feel like it's very rude, and I think about it all the time. It sits on my desk, and I go, I should put that back out in the living room.
You put it back out now.
Not now.
Why not?
Now I'm going to light my candle.
I feel really bad. I used to steal from my roommates a lot.
Really? What were the kind of things that you stole?
I used to steal food. I used to steal food. Yeah. I have like a horrible thing with snacking and with food where I will go completely mindless, and if I get like the idea of a taste in my mouth, I'll need to fill it, or I just won't be able to concentrate or do anything. And knowing that, I would never buy snacks for myself. I'd be like, just the bare minimum. And I even do that now. Like, I don't buy snacks so that way I don't eat them. But then when I get in a snacky mood and you don't have snacks, you eat everything else. You're like, okay, cool. I'll put cheese on quinoa. That'll taste like spaghetti. Like, just anything. And so there was like one time I like peeked into my roommate's cabinets and I was like, oh, look at all those snacks. And then I was like, no, don't eat them. And then like the next day I peeked in again. I was like, there's still the same number of snacks. I don't think they're eating these snacks. And I was like, I don't think they'll know if I have one little sleeve of disgusting cheese crackers. And then I did. And then I was like, okay. And so then I just kept stealing all of their shit and feeling really bad about it. But they never brought it up. So I was like, maybe they don't know. And then I did it when I moved in, when I was like subleasing this room from this guy in Texas. And he had a cabinet full of snacks, and I just ate all his shit. He had Oreos, ate them all, every single one. And I thought about replacing them, and again, I did not.
Oh my God.
And that's why I need to live alone now, because I will eat all of someone's food. Also, I don't want to have a roommate. I mean, that sounds horrid. I'm sure it's great for you, but that sounds terrible.
I mean, if I had all the money in the world, no offense, my roommate is lovely and fantastic. I think probably the same goes for her, that if she had all the money in the world, we'd probably be living alone.
But is it all the money in the world, or just $100 more a month than what you currently pay?
Oh no, it'd have to be a lot more than $100 more.
I don't know
if
what
I
New
wanted
York
to
is
live
like.
in an apartment alone in New York, it would have to be much more than $100 more than what
you would need to like sell out and have a corporate gig as like a banker or like a
and then maybe
salesman.
Also a side gig on top of that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It is so expensive in this fucking city.
Well, and that's why I don't want to live in New York. That's why P&P
fair.
International can never be hosted from New York City.
P&P International. Here's the thing, though. Everything is here, you know? At least personally, like, everything I need to, like, have a career and be happy is in this horridly overpriced city.
Like, what things do you need? What are your needs?
Like a booming theater industry.
Okay.
A hub of like casting directors and places to take classes and like other artists.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I guess there is no other theater community. There's no other that except like maybe LA, but that's not like live theater. It's all
not a lot
recorded.
Of theater out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly TV and film. There's some theater stuff, but not like nowhere near this.
Yeah. I don't know where like I guess LA would probably be where like all the animators are. I would guess like LA or Palo Alto or
I mean, I would think there's a small community, or not small, but like not as big, but probably a community here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And there are some here, and maybe I'm also just like not looking for them. I was going over my goal maps from like the past like year or two, and one of them was like find the Chicago motion scene, I don't think I did that at all. I like didn't even look into it. So it probably exists.
That is the most adult thing I've ever heard you say. I was looking at my goal maps from the last year.
Please
explain to me what a goal map is.
Okay. So there's an animator who I really love. Let's call him out by name. On Instagram, his name is Tiger Bacon. His actual name is Patrick Diaz. And he's fantastic. I love his work. It's very fun. It feels like, if I was a professional, I feel like my work would look similar to his. Where like,
you have a full-time job as an animator.
Okay,
I would consider you to be a professional. Sir.
There are so many people where like how do I say this? Their work has a lot of very good craft to it. Like when I was in college, pretty much our entire first year was them trying to get us to hone the craft of our work. Which is like the subtlety, like making sure that it's all very professional and presentable and all that stuff. And I hated those because it was like, why am I spending 4 hours learning how to perfectly draw a square? I know how to draw a square, but like the exercise was like, oh, your lines can't go like over the corners and they have to like perfectly align and perfectly match and stuff. And he's one of those people who I think does professionalism and does craft very, very well, but still maintains like a soul and like humor and his personality in his work, which I really like. And so anyway, he has done these goal maps every couple of years, or like every year or whatever, he'll check in. And so they're like 3 to 5 year projections in the future of like your mini wants, your medium wants, and then your major wants. So like a mini want, which what I wrote for like this year was just continue the podcast. I set a very low bar. Like it wasn't get to 100 episodes. It wasn't go international. It was just like continue doing the podcast. And maybe a medium want would be like, I don't know, like submit for another chapbook. And then a large want would be, like get a full book published or something like that. Like those would be the stages of wants, or like have an exhibition show or travel internationally or something like that. It's just like, kind of taking a mile-long view of like, these are the major goals that I want to hit. And instead of like nitpicking through like the very, very specifics or whatever.
Wow, that's a lot. I've never really, like since high school, have not done like goal list. I feel like I should.
Yeah, I mean, you should try it. Everybody at home should try it if you want to. Just kind of write down some things and connect them with lines and add other things and just see the complex web that is your life. And if you need to untangle some things or snip some strings or do whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But if you feel like you're already on the right track, then don't worry about it.
I don't think there's a track in sight. That's like the crazy thing about my life is I feel like since I graduated college, I have not been on a path. And up to that point, I was on a very specific path.
Yes. And
then the path disappeared and I had to start digging one for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's been my big thing is like, yeah.
Do a lot of actors also have that? Because I that's how it would feel, that you're just kind of, you are waiting for the show or the opportunity or the thing that will then like launch your momentum, not necessarily your trajectory, but at least your momentum.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe it sounds cheesy, but my go-to quote that me and my mom always like toss back and forth to each other is Josh Groban has this interview where he said, success is where preparation meets opportunity. So like there's a billion talented people out there who are like all vying for the same jobs in this industry. Yeah. And like sometimes you don't get the job and it has nothing to do with your talent.
Yeah. It's
just dumb luck. It's just dumb luck and being in the right room in front of the right person at the right time. And like, I mean, I think his big first thing was that like, Andrea Bocelli got food poisoning or something, and
Oh,
Celine
right.
Dion called him like last minute and was like, "Will you do this?"
Yeah.
And then he will like went into the room with I think it was his agent or whatever. There were like agent auditions happening, and he went in on a whim. He like wasn't gonna do it, and he was like, "I guess I'll just try it." And then they like booked him that day.
Wow.
You know? So it's like you do just need like, it's not just about talent, it's not just about like working your butt off. It's also like you need that stroke of like really good dumb luck.
Yeah. Because there are some people that they're like, I will show up every day at this time, and based off of that, odds are I will hit something. And then there are other people who like strategically pick their moments, and
and the crazy thing and the difficult thing is that neither of those people are wrong.
Yes.
So I feel like before the pandemic, I was doing I will show up to everything.
Yeah.
I will be there every single day. And I was showing up to every audition. Like every one that I could physically get myself to,
yeah.
I was in that room. I was running the blocks between
beyond
the actors, the blocks between Actors Equity Building and Pearl Studios, which is where most of the auditions kind of happen between those two spots.
Yeah.
I was like sprinting between the two on lists at both buildings, carrying like a 60-pound backpack with all my dance shoes, multiple different outfits, and my like 4-pound book of music. And I was just like sprinting between the two buildings because also if someone reads your name and you're not there, you're done.
Yeah.
Like you go to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
So,
I want a 27 Dresses La La Land mashup of your life.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Because it is devoid of glamour. It is devoid of.
But I think
when I tell you the way I would pile up all my hair so that it didn't get like messed up by a hat or anything. I would pile it like into a hat, so I looked like something that. Like Floop would have designed on Spy Kids.
Oh my god. Floop.
I looked insane. I once said hi to like it was an alumni from Wagner who had come back to teach, and he is like an incredible dancer, an incredible performer, and has also like choreographed a bunch of things, and he was like the monitor for an audition, and I ran into him and I was like, "Hey, it's so good to see you." And he like truly looked frightened looking in my eyes, and there was no recognition. And then he was like, "Oh, Natalie, hi."
Oh my god.
And I was like, I know, I look insane. I promise I'll look better in 20 minutes when I put my makeup on.
Yeah. Wild.
It's wild. So, but the point of all of that is that
yes.
I was doing the I'm showing up every day kind of thing. And it's like there's so much. There's too much. So you can get burnt out really, really easily. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to be a little more strategic about it now. But it's hard because then you feel like, well, what if that was the one thing? You're constantly second-guessing yourself.
I always felt that way about garage sales. My mom and I always used to go to garage sales. I loved going to garage sales as a kid. And that feels like such a... like just other direction.
I know what you mean.
But I loved buying old vintage cameras from people who didn't know what they had. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know what the fuck they had either. I just knew like what I liked and what looked cool, and I didn't actually want to use them, even though they're all probably usable. I just liked how they looked. And if I could get them for like $5 or $10 instead of $100, I'd be satisfied. Never knowing if like the next one is the thing with the thing that you want or that has the thing that you need. And there's that question of like, oh, do we do just one more? Do we do we'll just go to one more, just one more, and then that's the one. Do you just do one? Like, but if you're always doing one more, there is no stop there. Then you're just like, well, right. just one more, and then you lose your shit. But then if not, then you see somebody else take an opportunity that you easily could have taken.
Right.
Like I am looking at a lot of award submissions right now. Because I just like I got the award submission fever in December, and I wanted to submit all my stuff to awards, and I was looking at other people's illustrations and other people's animations, and they're good. But I was looking at some of them and I was like, I could do that. I could do that. I have done that. I know I've done better than that. And the fact that I haven't submitted to anything up until now, like, what am I holding back from? Like, what is the hesitation?
Yeah.
Like, some of them cost money, and that's annoying. But yeah, like, I could, and I should, and I would, and I will.
I just had a conversation with my dean about this, actually, because he was saying, we were talking about some, like, audition frustrations. And there was one in particular that I'm not going to name because it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But I was really, really frustrated with how all the audition stuff shook out. And I was really trying to get in for this audition. And it just, like, was not happening. And I got so upset about it. And because it was, like, a great season for me. I just really wanted to, I've auditioned for them before and gotten good feedback. I wanted to, like, be in that room for their summer season. And it just didn't happen. And so I was saying I was really frustrated, and Dean brought up, some, like, he just didn't want me to, like, lose hope so soon in the audition season, because it goes into, like, mid-March.
Yeah.
And he was, like, just, I think, kind of trying to get me in a better headspace and get me to, like, shake it off, because it's one audition. But he brought up this book, which I actually already had on my shelf. It's called The Mountain Is You. And it's kind of about, like, getting out of your own way so that you can have success. You can have the success that is readily available for you. And you're just, like, not putting yourself out there or anything. And I straight up cut him off right there. I was like, no, you know what? I started reading that book and I stopped because the mountain is not me. I always put myself out there. I always do the thing and submit to the thing, and I'm always showing up. I always show up. And the mountain right now is not me. It's the
you.
Industry itself, and how vast it is, and how there are so many people trying to do the same thing who are just trying to get their literally 45 seconds to, if that, to show what they can do. And so it's just the setup of it all. It's nobody's fault. It's just that I just need the luck thing to pan out. I was like, I'm not doubting myself. I'm not doubting that this is what I am, like, meant to do.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting that I'm talented enough. I'm not putting myself out there. So I'm like, I was like, you can borrow it, because maybe you can find something. Maybe you're the mountain. No. But I was like, I started reading it and I had to put it down because I was like, this is not my problem. I mean, come on. Like, who am I to submit to, like, a chapbook, to a poetry, but, like, a major poetry publication?
Yeah.
Who do I think I am? But I'm gonna, maybe.
But a
Who
mountain.
knows? I'm... What?
Who do I think I am but a mountain?
But a mountain. No, yeah. I feel like I've always been good at kind of, like, not being afraid to, like, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
There is a full-on flurry going on outside right now. Like, it's getting, like, not bad, but it's, like, dense, large snowflakes. You want to see? Let me see if you can see.
I think we should probably poem.
I was going to say the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, in sheets?
Yeah, full sheets.
Wow. Ooh, that's a lot.
Sheets like the gas station.
Thank you.
What I was going to ask, and you can be very quick about this, do you ever feel the need to, like, not lie and differentiate yourself, but add in some, like, extra flair to be like, only 45 seconds and I really did make an impression. And now I'm Australian. Like, what, like, do you ever have that thought of, like, and what if I only had one leg? Like, any of those, like,
one leg
ways to, like,
you go in for chorus line and you're like, but I only have one leg.
And they were like, oh, we love that.
No.
Yeah.
Only because, well, first of all, I'm a terrible liar. But second of all, This business is so small.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Like, everyone. And so I'm always like, if there's even, like, if I fib even a little, I know that everyone will find out.
Yeah. They're like, oh, hey, there's Natalie, the liar.
The liar. Let's never hire her again.
She makes a really good villain in real life. She'd be a terrible villain on stage.
Let's do a golden shovel.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
We decided before this podcast that we were going to do a golden shovel.
What is a golden shovel, Natalie?
A golden shovel is, I'm going to explain it very poorly, but we just had a little circle night where we did form poems, and one of those form poems was a golden shovel. So basically you take either an entire poem or a stanza of a poem from another poet or a song or whatever, and you put the words from that poem as your last word in your new poem. So basically, if you read the last word of each line in your poem, it should read out as the original poem. Did that make sense?
It totally did. I feel like those would be so much easier if it was the first word.
Sure. Because
it's the word you start with.
Yeah.
Like you're pretty much reverse writing the lines.
Yeah.
Because you have to go based off of like.
But it was honestly easier because I did one the other day, and it was easier than I thought because it's just kind of like each line then becomes, how do I get there?
Yeah.
I know where I'm ending. How do I get there?
Interesting. Okay. What do we want our code phrase to be?
I don't know. It's up to you. Since I picked Le Golden Shovel.
Okay, you pick the topic, I pick the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do a musical we both like. We do a song for a musical.
Yeah.
We could do the bio for Pathetic and Poetic. Yeah, and just do the entire 900 word bio, and we could also write probably incorrectly the way it's written in the bio. You did mention wanting to do a homage to Panic at the Disco.
I did.
Is
anyone else sad that they're...
No, not really.
Oh.
They've been panicking for a while. I was surprised they didn't break up sooner. They've been going since the early to mid 2000s.
I also don't feel like breakup is the right word. Because it's just Brendan Urie.
Are the rest of them not the original Panic members?
Nope.
Then why is he Then just change the name to Brandon Urie and the Panics.
Well, I think that's the whole thing. I think he was operating under the Panic at the Disco umbrella this whole time. And now he's like, I kind of just want to do my own thing. You know?
Yeah. Which he has been doing anyway.
But I think I think there were certain people he signed with and managers maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm assuming
that's fair.
There were certain things they agreed to as Panic at the Disco that he probably still had to adhere to, even though it was just him.
Yeah. You have to pretend to be straight if you're in Panic at the Disco.
He was not pretending to be straight.
Just show us all that you're gay.
He came out as Pan.
Oh, is he?
Years ago.
He's Panic?
He is Pan-Nick sexual.
Oh, I never knew that. Okay, name a musical.
A musical?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or just a song. Name a song. Any song. Or a poet.
Song? Oh my god! You just...
Okay, so let's not do musicals.
We can do a musical.
No, it's a poetry podcast. What if we found... Who is that poet that you said writes really short poems?
Rupi Kaur. Rupi, Rupikaur.
Okay, so Rupi Kaur's most famous poems are They Convinced Me, We Have Been Taught, Where Do We Go From Here, My Love, You Call Me to Tell Me You Miss Me, You Said, You Tell Me.
Do you want to use a Rupi Kaur poem? Because I have one of her books.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to use something from Milk and Honey?
Yeah.
Sugar, sugar, butter, flour. I touched the music I need to sugar.
Those are all the words.
The pantry.
I just flipped to this one. How about this? You look like you smell of honey and no pain. Let me have a taste of that.
I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, I'm into it.
And musicals are out.
And musicals are gone. What's the name of that poem? Just for editing, Cory?
I don't know that they have names.
So it's just a poem from the book Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Can you read that again so I can write it at the top of my page?
And we're back!
3, 2, 1, more poetry fun.
Shoop-a-doop, doop, scoo-boop.
Boop. Do you want to read or should I read?
Totally up to you. You read first last time. Do you want to go first again?
You go.
No.
You go ahead.
I don't especially.
Well, because you have an angry poem, I have a happy poem.
Oh, so should we end on a happy note?
We can end on whatever note you'd like.
No, you choose.
I think maybe it's better to end on the happy one.
Great.
Okay,
So I'll go first.
you go ahead.
That's the wrong thing. Okay. As always, please write in with the title, because I'm helpless. What lives on top of my right ear is an I don't miss you. I've stopped seeing you around corners, and I've stopped caring to look. You no longer hover in the sibilance of every song I like. In all of my best days, there is no white noise feedback under the sunlight that sounds like you. Maybe on my worst days, with the waft of subway vent smell, I no longer agonize about what kind of clotted catastrophe you are made of. There are no flies in my honey. But Lord knows what bugs you've attracted by now. For me, there are things both sweet and sacred, and I know for you, at best, there can be splenda and idolatry. No, likely not even that good. Likely just pain because you get what you give. And I have learned to let that be quite enough for me. I know what I have to be grateful for. I know what I have to let lie. And in a way, I have to thank you for that taste of what exactly I never need to hold a moment more of. I guess you get a gold star and a cookie for that.
Who done you wrong? Who did my Natalie so dirty that she said, fuck you?
With a gold star and a cookie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 lines.
What?
Who did you that you dedicated a half an hour to ripping them to verbal shreds?
A couple people. Should I name them by name?
You should name them by code name.
This was kind of a conglomeration of like a couple people who I have I don't want to say beef with, because it, like I said, it's like, I'm good. Thank you for showing me what I don't deserve. Thank you for that. And now I know, and now I'm not going to put up with it anymore. Like, fuck you for wasting my time. But best wishes and warmest regards to you and your stupid face, you know?
Fair. Totally fair. Yeah. I dig it. I really liked it.
Thanks.
It felt because I've heard several Angry Natalie poems by now. And it had all of the lovely beats that we come to know and love. And I really liked how you incorporated like the flies and the honey. This was an interesting like exercise to do the golden shovels.
Yeah.
Cause it was like you were working up to a word, which is not how I necessarily like to write.
No, it's very different for me for sure as well.
Yeah.
But of all the form poems I've tried, this one is the most interesting to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I wanna salt and burn the earth of every house of every man who makes up a fraction of that poem.
Who said it was all men? No, wait.
No, I know.
Cut that out. Did that sound gay?
I guess I'll read mine.
Yay!
So you wrote a hate you poem. I wrote a love you poem. I started with it, especially because the poem started with the word you, and that felt very like lovingly directed, and that's kind of where I took it. So I love that I can never find the words when it counts, and when I look, all my mouth finds is you. Like you are holding my vocal cords with your teeth. I don't want to write love poems about the biological imperatives of pheromones and compatible smells. I don't know how to tell what slabs of you I'm made of, but do you smell that when we're around? I smell like bears stealing honey. I'm not making sense, but you're making sense of my nonsense, and I could spin you reams of insanity-tinged madcap mania, and you'd untangle every strand, even if I said no, knowing your fingers would bleed to make any sense of me but pain. I'll sew myself sane. I think I can sort the yarn by color and width and let me organize all of my thoughts carefully into decorative mason jars to be labeled with labels with too little adhesive, so the only person who knows what's in them is me. You won't spend a second re-raveling my fears and have only me in all my disorganized chaos, my tangled mesh of curly cares, my always early to the joke and late to the party, a true unapologetic embarrassment who tastes of honey the bees have yet to make, of the way stars contemplate falling, that. I'll give you that.
Are you kidding me? I will sew myself sane? I would ask that you kindly remove yourself from the room and get all the way out of here. Are you capital J, capital K, joking and just kidding me?
Yeah, somebody else actually wrote that poem. I didn't write it.
I actually just plagiarized that.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
Thank you.
What? That was beautiful. How dare you?
I have so much like unused romance in my body from not dating anybody for a year and a half, that just checking my non-existent watch, that I think I'm like so bursting with it, if that makes any sense. Or I'm just like,
that you're just ready to write like an entire book of phenomenal love poems? I
think if one person I was even mildly attracted to looked in my direction in like the wrong way, it'd all be over. It would all be over right there. I'd be like, you.
You. Me. Now. Get over here.
We're going to smell like bears stealing honey.
I loved that. Bears stealing honey. There were so many good lines in that.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Part of that was from the golden dagger, the golden shovel.
Shovel. Why do you keep wanting to call it a dagger?
I don't know.
You in a stabby mood? Someone's feeling a little stabby.
Murder and love.
Murder.
Yeah. That's a callback to last week's episode.
It is, which is definitely recorded last week and not
yesterday.
Not also today.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you.
I want that like crocheted on a pillow.
The whole thing?
Yeah. It's a lot of crochet. Probably be expensive.
It's a lot of words, yeah. I think grandma would be working on it, and then her fingers would start to bleed, and then she would be the.
Oh my god, that line too. Yeah, what was it like? You would let your fingers bleed trying to figure me out or something.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Knowing your fingers would bleed to make any sense of me, but I'll sew myself sane. Yeah. Because I was getting to that point in the poem, and I was like, they're doing a lot for me. And then I was like, no. I was like, because that just makes it sound like because it started to feel like the other side of a Manic Pixie Dream Girl poem. Or Manic Pixie Dream Them. Where I was just like saying all of the things that they would be doing for me. And I was like, that's not the point of it though.
Yeah.
Like you would be lovingly enough to sit there and just pick apart the strands of my nonsense. But I don't want you to have to. Right. I want to like come to you like, berated.
I'm going to do some of the work for you as much as I can.
Yeah.
So that I'm just like a loose little knot.
Yeah. And just like, oh, maybe just untie that one. Oh, you did it, babe. Thanks. Yay. And then we have a fight one time where you talk about, I do so much for you. And you're like, you don't see all the shit I have to do to get the presentable version.
There is pre-work happening so that you don't have to do even more work. Oh, man. That was beautiful. God. I loved that.
Oh, what is there's a line in Scandal.
I don't watch Scandal.
You've never seen Scandal. That's right. Okay, you need to watch Scandal. That's first things first. But the dad played by Joe Morton, who I love, he's like ranting at his daughter, and he says, I shine their shoes so you would see nothing but the reflection of your own face when you looked down.
Oh.
I think, or something like that, or like I clean the pavement, like whatever it was like I made it so that way you would see nothing but the purest parts, and like you wouldn't have to worry about a single thing.
Yeah.
And you're calling me a monster, and it's very everything I did for you that I didn't ask for.
Yeah. Ooh.
But that's not what this poem is. This poem is everything you did to me, and please don't do it. I'll do it myself, so that way you don't have to.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, your poem was so good.
I
loved this.
Thanks.
We did it.
Yours as well. We did it. High five.
Thank you. High five.
And you're going to go to work.
I am.
In 8 minutes.
Come find me in Times Square, my biddies.
But by then you won't be in Times Square anymore.
No, I won't. Or maybe I will.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Do you know your schedule for next Monday?
I am. I'm not going to say it, though, in case of stalkers.
Podcast stalkers.
Yeah.
Stalker. No, podcast stalkers.
Talkers.
Stalkers.
Stalkcasters.
Like, because you know how we have peeing people, but we could also have peeing predators.
I'm Chris Hansen. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Oh no. Be a peeing people, please. For the love of God, do not be a peeing predator.
Yeah, peeing people.
Get your shit together.
Pee and Polly Pockets. Pee and
oh my God,
parakeets.
Do you remember Polly Pockets?
I do remember Polly Pockets.
Ugh.
I never had a Polly Pocket, but I used to hang out with the neighbor kids who had Polly Pockets.
I had so many Polly Pockets.
I
Those
wish
little shoes.
They could fit in your pocket. It is odd that the entire Polly Pocket case couldn't fit in your pocket, but only Polly could fit in your pocket.
Well, depends on the size of your pockets. If you were a girl, definitely not.
Well, I don't think Polly Pocket was marketing to homosexuals then.
That's true.
Nor are they doing that now.
Ugh, what homophobes?
The only thing that we have
is better.
Sad wishing wells for sensitive little boys. Have you ever seen that SNL sketch?
No.
It's incredible.
Oh my God.
It's with Emma Stone.
You always come in and you're like, you've seen this SNL sketch, right? And I'm like, nope.
Because so much of our media DNA is similar that I have to assume then the rest of it is also similar. And if it's not, I know that I can feed you things you won't be allergic to.
I've been inoculated to all the...
Yes.
That's so
like, you need to watch Scandal. You've watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Oh, you need to watch The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallo.
Okay.
We should watch that together.
Okay.
I mean, I like to show that like on a third or fourth date to guys I go out with. When they're like, hey, do you want to watch something? I was like, we're watching this. And it's always like a litmus test of who's cool.
The friend equivalent of our third or fourth date then?
Oh, I would have shown it to you like the second time we hung out if we weren't at a library doing poetry.
That's true. We did.
Yeah.
We're such nerds.
I know.
Let's go to a library for a college we don't go to and write poetry with ourselves and our friend Greg.
Do you literally word for word what I said? Hey guys, if you want to meet up at the Chicago Public Library next week so we could write some poems together, I would love to see you guys. You should come by. I'll be there with coffee and some snacks. Anyway, this has been lovely. Thanks for hanging out with us nerds.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out every single week. And
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say follow us on social media if you want updates on the podcast, because they always come out on Monday, and when they don't come out on Monday, they come out on Tuesday, and they've never come out.
I'm getting a call. This is ruined.
Oh my god! Wait, is the whole thing?
No.
Are you sure?
But I think it stopped recording. Oh no, it didn't. It is recording right on through this scam phone call I am receiving.
Yay!
God bless. So all I want to say is, yes, follow us at Poetic Pod on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And like, if you've written along with any of these prompts, send them on over to us. We would love to read them on Le Pod.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if you ever come up with a title for one of Natalie's poems,
please write it.
We'll also read it on the pod.
Slide into those sweet, sweet DMs and tell me what to do with my brain.
Sweet DMs.
Sweet DMs. And on that note,
always remember.
And don't you
never forget.
Literally don't ever forget. Because if you forget, I'm going to be super mad at you because I told you to not forget.
I didn't mean to. I tried. I didn't mean to.
But I told you not to forget.
I didn't. Goodbye.